Alright, what's up guys? Today we're going to do things a little bit different. I'm going to show you today how I go about and design some of the parts I do. More or less I'm using AutoCAD. There's a lot of free software out there. If you have access to SolidWorks, you can use that too. I'll put a list in the bio for any kind of other programs you can be using. But essentially, I go through and build the entire assembly together and separate all the parts into their own little cut files. As you can see, I got a couple more attachments, just a different bucket style for just later on projects. This one will be for an auger. And just kind of go through and design kind of how you want it. From there, we're going to bring it into SolidWorks, or not SolidWorks, sorry. We're going to take it into SheetCam, and from here you go through and you give it a G code, and that's what the G code is, what the table actually runs off of. So all the tables are a little bit different. We're using JD Squared's 4x8 table. So from SheetCam, we're going to take it into their program. It's MAD 4x8. It's a very easy software to use, and it comes with the table. So if you're looking for what you guys want to get into for plasma tables, I highly recommend this product. They have a couple of different sizes. I believe it's a 4x4, a 4x8, and I think they go up to 5x10. A few things we added that won't be on there is they normally give you a pedestal that kind of sits by itself, but we added this swing table onto it. Basically, for when you're trying to putting a smaller piece of plate in and you want to set your 0 points off, it's hard to keep dragging the thing around or constantly going back and forth when you're here to just trying to set up where your 0 points are. So from here, if you want to work on this side of the table, you can drag it over there or swing it out of the way when you're not using it. Other than that, we added also a cover around all the cables. We were finding when we were cutting close, a lot of sparks were landing kind of inside here and just didn't want to cause any problems. So we added that. As for plasma, we're using a PowerMax 85 by Hypotherm. Really happy with that. We've been able to cut 1-inch plate on the table. It's a little bit finicky going that thick, but the table holds up fine and the plasma cuts it very fine too. And the benefits of going with a table that we've found is you can never recreate like the gap and getting everything as close as they are. So that's kind of a side profile of the bucket. And adding stuff like this, like a chain loop to the back, everything's perfect kind of through here for welding. So when you're welding, you're not gapping anything. All you have to do is prep the mill scale off, and everything's good to go on that. If you want more info on the tables, there's a good podcast by Welding Tips and Tricks. I'll put that in the bio for what number their podcast is, and they go through and talk about what you want to look for your setup for plasma tables. So I got this one all ready to go. I'll put a little demonstration. Hopefully it's not too loud for when we run here. Alright, and there's a good example. So I just went through and cut my company logo out. That's stuck in there. Well, anyway, you can get the idea. Perfect cuts. It's cool right after the bat. Right when you pull it out, there's not too much scaling. You can usually, if I slow it down a bit, you can kind of get that kind of, so it comes out perfectly clean. And we're cutting at about 80%, about what the table can do on quarter. So again, like perfect 90 degrees, and you could never recreate that. Like trying to cut that with a jigsaw or even by hand on a plasma, you just couldn't do that. And especially if I wanted to cut a part this small and this intricate, and let's say I wanted to put 100 on here, the time savings going like this over by hand is just, the benefits are just perfect. So hopefully this helped anybody out. And if you have any questions on the table or the process, yeah, just shoot me a comment, let me know, and like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks, guys.